Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel, aka Lilyworks, and I am a full-time stay-at-home mom and a part-time reseller on Poshmark Mercari, eBay, Etsy, and Facebook Marketplace. I have a lot of orders going out today. I feel a bit overwhelmed. The girls are finishing their lunch, the baby's sleeping, so I'm going to try to get these jewelers out first as soon as possible. There are a lot, so all these little orders are going to add up, and I'm going to find them and then show them to you. Okay, so first of all, this sold on Etsy, this little tiny Monet butterfly. This is actually going to be a part of, I think, a wedding bouquet. Someone in the family was looking for a small butterfly to put in there, and this was the one. So it sold for $15 on Etsy. I paid $3.37 for shipping, making my profit $11.63, and I got this in a Shop Goodwill lot. Here's a buckle that I got in that Shop Goodwill lot. This one sold on Poshmark for $15. I paid $3.99 shipping, and this was about $4 for my cost of goods. So a little bit of profit. I wasn't looking to make a lot on this buckle, but I did make a little bit. These I just listed, these 80s purple earrings. They're clip-on. And these sold full price, $25 on Mercari. I paid $3.48 shipping, making my profit $21.52. And these were about $1 in the Shop Goodwill lot. I got a bunch of earrings. These were also some earrings in that lot. I listed these as 80s white and black earrings. They sold probably next day for $11.99 full price. Buyer paid shipping, and I paid about $1. Here is an extra long Worth necklace. It can be doubled, so I put that in the title. Sold for $9.99 on eBay. I paid about $1. Here is a wood pendant. This I've had for a while. I thought it was kind of interesting that someone could inscribe their name if they wanted to. It's blank. But yeah, just a simple pendant for $9.99. Got it in a jewelry jar, so less than $1. These I got in a jewelry jar. They are faux garnet, huge statement earrings, and they're pierced, so they look vintage. Sold full price, $14.99, and the buyer paid shipping. This I listed from a Shop Goodwill lot. I bought a bunch of brooches. This sold for $13. The buyer took my offer and they paid shipping. Oh, I forgot to get a bracelet, so I'm gonna have to get that, but I'll put it on the screen. A shell stretch bracelet, and this Chico's was a bundle that someone paid on eBay, $30 for both, and I got the Chico's for 50 cents at the antique store, and the bracelet less than $1 in a jewelry jar. This is an interesting one. It looks better on the screen. I'll put that one up. But it's a Cousin Claudine necklace, and they sell these at Anthropologie. Sold for $17. I got that in a jewelry jar. Buyer paid shipping. These I've had for a bit. These are some pearl gold-filled earrings. Really cute vintage style grade tone. There's the backs. These sold for $25 on eBay. Buyer paid shipping. Got that in a jewelry jar, less than $1 probably. And then this one was really pretty. This was from Austria, and it was a painted, yeah, I think her name was Ida or Edna. and it was signed in the back, and it sold for $16 on eBay, and this was part of the brooch lot, and it was about $1. All right, next thing going out is this book. That's my husband's. It sold for $34.99, and the buyer paid shipping. And I've been selling a lot of his books. He has a lot of, I don't even know how to describe it. What are these? Gaming and space, and I don't even know. I've sold so many of his books. He's really into he was, I guess. But now we are selling off our old things so that we can make room for business and things like that. So yeah, glad this sold $34.99. Some of his books have sold for upwards of $50+. So some of these are collectible items. All right, a 1950s purse. That might be in here. This one's really pretty. Yeah, this one actually got plenty of attention. It does have some spots on the back. There, you see that brown right in the middle underneath. But overall, pretty great shape. I mean, you can't really tell that much, and it is older. I think 1950s. Let's see what it says. Sold for $19.99 on eBay, and I picked this one up at the bins. So less than $1, about 50 cents for this one. Okay, next we have another wallet. This one I also got at the bins by Penna Ramirez. Let's see if I can find it. That's not it. I'm wondering if my husband put it in the purses. He probably did, knowing him. I will find it though. And then the pink visor by Tropical Trends sold for $12 on Poshmark, making my earnings $9.05. And I picked this up at the bins for less. It is way up there. I'm really tall. I'm 6 foot, so I can get things all the way up in the rafters. I help people at the grocery store and men, shorter men at the grocery store and antique store and things like that because I'm really tall. Okay, I'll have to fix that after. But here is that. I picked that up at the bins. Nice spring summer hat. And like I said, picked it up at the bins. A little bit of profit. Okay, so I did find this wallet. It was in my just listed. Picked this up at the bins because it had genuine leather and it was marked on the inside. And so usually if it's like stamped with the brand on leather on the inside, I like to pick it up because it has higher quality. And this, I think, is a Mexican brand. I'm not sure, but it did sell. So also it has like horses and logos all printed on the outside, and I think that also does better when there's logos on the outside of bags and wallets. So yeah, this one's going out as well. Alright, we are back with the belts. I still have the same system for the solid belts, and I switched my fabric type belts into that bin right there so it's easier. And I made a giant blue tub up there for the scarves. They were all falling down on me, and then that little black bin. So here is a reversible Brighton belt that I just listed. Brighton usually has the belt numbers that you can look up to see which style it is. And I picked up a bunch of these Brighton belts at the regular Goodwill store for $1 each by me. And so it sold for $23 on Mercari. I paid $3.87 shipping, making my profit $19.13. Here is a Talbot's blue belt sold on eBay. Just a woven stretch belt. And honestly, these belts can like fit any size because when I measure them, they can stretch a lot. So yeah, it can fit a lot of different sizes. It has really good stretch. And this sold for $14.99, buyer paid shipping, and I picked these up at the bins. I just listed a white one and a black one this past week. This one I really like. This is Italian leather. It has white laser cut flowers. I picked this one up at the bins, I believe for 50 cents or less. I took a best offer of $16 on eBay, and the buyer paid shipping for this one. This is an Omega belt. It's a vintage belt. So Omega is a brand that is a little bit higher end, and this is what the buckle looks like. So a little bit softer gold tone and silver Omega sign. That's the Omega sign right here for the brand. And this person bought it on Poshmark for $40, making my earnings $30.28. And I picked this one up at the bins. So that was a really nice bins find for 50 cents. And then this last one was, I think, Goodwill. I'm not sure. It could be Goodwill or the bins. But it's very distressed. And it either made to look this way or it got this way over time. But it is a fossil belt. And some people really like that distressed look, whether it's intentional or not. Sometimes I purposely will put broken in like the description or the title. I just listed a Lucky Brand replacement belt, and it's like really like supple and I guess broken in. And some people are looking for that broken in thick leather feel to their belts. Anyways, this one sold for $19.99, and the buyer paid shipping on that. So belts. My return on my investment for belts always does really well for me. I really enjoy belts, as you guys know. And yeah, so how many 5 are going out this weekend? Now on to the shoes. I found these purple Echo shoes at Goodwill maybe a week ago, and I listed them. They sold for $35 on eBay. I had a birthday discount, so I think they were 20% off for $5.65, and the buyer paid shipping. Let's see, I found a couple others as I was putting away some shoes. So, let's see. These are the Burgundy Sass shoes. I believe these are in the cleaning video that I did with you guys. These sold for $30. I got them at the bins for about $2. Okay, go potty. And then these BOC sandal box sandals I just picked up at the bins, and then I listed them. They look like they're brand new, honestly, but they do have one flaw which I disclosed. Let's see if you can see it. Right there on the inside. Not too big of a deal, but I mean, they're not new. So these sold for $25 on Facebook Marketplace minus $8.45 I paid in shipping, making my earnings $16.55, and I picked them up at the bins. So I'm going to go find some red Talbots. Yeah, let's go find the red Talbots. There's my kids. These sold on Poshmark for $18, making my earnings $12.68, and I picked these up at the bins for about $1. They're very lightweight and a nice style shoe.
Mom.
Put the shoes away. Annalise, put the shoes away. Put them away on the shelf. I got these Nike Air Max shoes. They are pretty dingy. So they only sold for $27 because of it. And I picked them up at the bins. I thought I might be able to clean them. Didn't. The buyer asked, am I selling them for so cheap because they are dirty? And I said yes. So they're not like super bad. Maybe someone could clean them, but I don't like put in the effort to super clean shoes. So here they are. And that's a Air React. So yeah, picked them up at the bins for about $2. These Technic shoes I got at regular Goodwill store for $19.99. I ended up taking an offer of $55 just to keep my inventory moving with the more expensive stuff. Did make a profit on these. They are going overseas. So these are Italian motocross or motorcycle boots. They're not in perfect shape, but yeah, so profited a bit on these, and those motorcycle boots are selling. I'm going to find some sandals now. Here are some Clark's white sandals. These sold for $21.99 on eBay. Picked them up at the bins for $2.
Oh, sweetie, let's go in the room.
Some Clark's navy sandals. I think these are them. Yeah, I'll grab those. But they sold for $20 on eBay, and I picked these up at the bins. I didn't write it, but I picked them up at the bins for about $2. All right, some Dance Go. These only sold for $12. They do have a little bit of damage. I picked them up at the bins for $2. Let's see if I can find them. Oh, I see them way back there. Here they are. So just a little profit, but these have scuffs on the inside. So I did take a best offer. I didn't really notice it that much when I was... Don't mind my children, they are playing. If you are a stay-at-home mom or parent, then you know how it is. But they are pretty good at playing together. And I don't have anything really dangerous for them to get into. But yeah, here are those Dance Goes. A little bit of profit. Wouldn't pick them up damaged like that again. Well, girls will be girls. So here are those Dance Goes. They are some nubuck suede Dance Goes that I just picked up for $6.99 at Goodwill. These I took an offer of $28.75. My girls are playing mom and daughter, taking care of each other. So back to the sandal area. I sold some Sanuk sandals on Facebook Marketplace for $24.99. I paid $4.34 flat rate shipping, making my earnings $20.66. And I'm sorry. I picked these up at the bins for about $1. They're lightweight. This is real life over here with children. So I do like picking up Sanuk sandals when I can. They're lightweight at the bins. And they do sell. These Colin Stewart heels. These I picked up at the bins for about $2. I see them over there. I always tend to pick up Colin Stewart at the bins. and they always seem to sell. So here are these nice, ready for summer cork, I guess a lacquered cork platform wedge. So these sold for $31 on Poshmark, making my earnings $23.08, and I picked them up at the bins. Next are some Elizabeth James heels. I sold a pair of boots by them, and I got some heels in a ThredUp box. So my average cost of goods at ThredUp is $9. And so I made only a little bit of profit on these. So after Poshmark fees, it was $19.08. So about a $10 profit on these. Really cute though, aren't they? I really like this heel. Nice leather sole, really, really nice soft leather. Lastly are these Fila shoes. I got these in the ThredUp box for $9. These sold on Poshmark for $30. Perfect time for trail and hiking season. My earnings, here they are, right here. My earnings are $24, and I believe the only reason these actually sold is because they're in great condition and perfect timing for hitting the trails. But normally this is not something I would pick up, but they came in the ThredUp box, so I did. All right, Daddy finally called up the kids. So that is everything that we've just pulled. I will put my total for my weekend here up on the screen. So yeah, this channel is all about how we do reselling with kids in our household. It's kind of crazy, but basically like my model is I try to buy as much as I can at the bins, like once a week or once every 2 weeks, have things to list, and I have a big pile behind me. I don't know if you guys can see right here. These are all my bins finds, and then build up my inventory, have things long tail if they need to be. And then right now I am sitting at paying myself $700 a week comfortably. And so like that's my model. And you know, if you are looking to do like fast flips and go hustle, that's not where I'm at right now. Being a stay-at-home mom with kids, I'm good with having a bigger inventory. I just hit over 2,400 listings. Having a bigger inventory and letting things be long tail if they need to be, and then letting things sell, taking offers. And I'm going to show you a little bit of what I found. I went to the bins this week, and I went to Burlington for my birthday. It was my birthday yesterday, April 24th, and I'm 31 now, and my husband and I went we were gonna go to thrift stores, but we didn't make it there on time, and we went to an antique store and to Burlington to do some retail arbitrage. And so here we go. I'm just going to show you a couple things I picked up at the bins besides all the shoes and things that were behind me. So I'm not a clothing reseller, but while I'm waiting for like the shoes to come out, I will go through the clothes to look at for like clothes for our family, just throw in the wash and then, you know, wear. But I did find this Woolrich sweater cardigan, and it has like really nice ornate clasps, and this brand does well. I can't say for sure that it does well for me. I've only sold one thing by Woolrich for I think $150, some suspenders, but I think I could get at least $30 for this. I can put Christmas and things like that. But yeah, I'm not a clothes reseller, but I will pick up things if I think I can sell them for good money. So there was that one. And then this one is a long men's camel coat. I believe it's men's, but it is by the brand Hugo Boss, and it says made in Poland. Now this is a really good brand to pick up. I don't know if they fake something like this. I will have to look into a little bit more, but I decided while I was sitting there, let's see if there's anything in the pocket. Oh, there. I was gonna say, this kind of felt like folded up money. What is this? This looks vintage to me. 100% virgin wool. Poland. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to look into this a little bit more, but if this ends up being anything, then it could go for $150 to $200 depending. All right, let's get to the retail arbitrage. So usually at Burlington, I like to pick up things like belts and just new with tags items so that I can bring traffic to my store, because I do get more views and likes on my new with tags items. And the return on investment is not as great as when I pick up things from the bins, but every once in a while I will go to Burlington. So I got a few Skechers shoes. These were on clearance. Let's see if these even say. Might be over here. Here we go. So I got a couple pair of Skechers. These were $25.99. I'm expecting around $80 for Skechers, and Skechers actually sells pretty fast. These are wide sizes, so I'm thinking that might actually even be better. Here's another pair right here. These are a size 11.5, so 10 and 11.5, both really great sizes. I picked up these. So what I do is I kind of scan the shelves for anything that looks like quality, because Burlington is chocked full of really low quality shoes, not leather. And so I did find these. I did pay their, it wasn't on clearance, I paid their full price of $34.99, but these are the clip-in bike shoes, and this is by the brand 510, and comps are around $100 for these. So I did grab a couple pairs of these, and then I picked up some earrings. I will put them here. I already have them listed. Yeah. So I think 4 pairs of earrings. And then lastly, this is the most exciting thing. Okay, look at these. These were just sitting there for me on the shelf, and they are amazing. So these are by the brand Adidas. I don't know if it shows Adidas anywhere. There's an Adidas sign right there, over here too. So this style is called Dame Sauce, and this is a limited edition Adidas style. McDonald's? Yeah, Dame Sauce is what it's called. And these are listed for between $200 and $750. There are none listed. These are a size 16. So I paid $44.99. And crazy, right? So I think I'm going to put these up on auction and see what happens. And if nothing, I'm going to put my lowest price. So I might put these up for like $200 or something starting auction. And then if I don't get any bids, I'll just put it as a buy it now for, you know, like $500, $600 or whatever. But yeah, isn't that crazy? So sometimes this is what I do. So yeah, if you like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below with how you guys are doing reselling yourselves. What was your favorite thing that I sold this week? And make sure to like this video, and I will see you guys next week. Thanks. Bye.